Hmm. Good day, guys. Give me 1 second. I just wanna, yeah, I'm just checking something here. Ah, shit, maybe that's why. No, that seems fine. Give me one moment. I was trying to stream to this Kick platform as well, but it doesn't seem that it's multi-stream your live video on Kick. Create a restream account. Okay. All right. Never mind. I was trying to do something, but I failed. Well, or their platform failed. Give me 1 second. Let me just get some water here. So yeah. Well, good day, everybody. It's Sunday, so I hope it's a good day. I've been kind of coding a bit this morning off stream. It's raining here, and my wife and my mother-in-law, they went to visit some friends, so I'm just using this time to do some work. So what I did this morning, actually, with the help of my friend, GPT, right? I actually wrote a lot of stuff. I think I wrote the whole data model for courses feature. So yeah, I think a lot of stuff is done. And now basically, so apart from the discussions that we might have today, if enough of people join, we'll be basically focusing on the courses feature. I just feel like doing something new today and maybe next couple of days. And basically here, let's see, auth, comment, user, tags, thought, utils, RSS notifications, yeah. So let's kind of code that a bit now. What did I want to do? I wanted to go here, I suppose, or actually here. And then here, what are we missing? Was it like type or something? Give me 1 second, router. Tags, yeah. Okay, so let's just tag all of those things and let's kind of start somewhere. So yeah, so let's put the tags here. We're gonna call this courses. And then we're gonna do the same for most of those places here. So I'm gonna actually copy this thing and then put it here, put it here, put it here, here, over here, over here, over here, and over here. So let's see now if our Swagger is actually showing those. Is it? Country? No, it's not. What the heck? I love coding. Good day, my friend. Good day. Schema, tags, courses, schema. All right, did I put it at the right place? Schema tags. Yeah, I did. That's strange. What? What is going on? Service unavailable, localhost 3000. Good day, Jace. Okay, now it's here. But it's still, I don't see courses anywhere. Courses, yeah. Alright, so what's happening here? Let's stay. Oh, did I maybe... Yeah, shit. Of course it doesn't work. Okay, my bad. So let's kind of continue now. So let's go to config routes, setup routers. And this is probably going to fail now because I literally wrote a few hundred lines of code in an hour. So this is going to be... what is it called? Courses router. And this is going to be, how did I name the resource itself? I named it courses, right? So that's good. And then here we're going to register that router. So it's going to be courses router. And it's going to be we1 course. Let's see now if it fails. And of course it does. Courses is missing response schema. And now, of course, let's just clean up a bit. Clean up so we don't really need /courses here because that's implicit. So we'll just get rid of that. Let's say here response false. Then we can get rid of that and that. Okay, let's fix it up. I'm gonna answer that in a second, Jace. Give me a moment. V1 courses missing response schema post. Okay, and now we need to kinda well, actually we are returning a course, so that's not true, okay? But let's set it to false for now. Response, okay, that's response, that's a spelling error, okay. Delete, this is for sure not gonna return anything. Schema, section routes, yeah, let's just slam this so it passes and then we're gonna fix it up. And then this here, hopefully. Okay, I think it's working now, right? All right, good, right? So let's get over here and thank you very much for the follow. What was my first project? I don't actually remember, man. That has been many years ago, so I can't remember. I think when I was very young, I played with Visual Basic 6 first and PHP 3. So, and then Pascal. So no, I think my first language was Pascal when I was in elementary school. And in Pascal, I remember building like a console application where you can type in what is your name and then you get a response back, randomized. So I think it was a Pascal. It was a Pascal programming language application. Oh my god, German is here. He's alive. But yeah, my first application when I was a kid, I think was written in Pascal. I think I wrote, I remember my blue shell terminal I had as a kid. And then PHP 3, right? And then, I don't know if, where is the Pascal? Ah, is it here? Yeah. So I think something like that. That was one of my first projects as a kid. It was like a console app. Good, man. Good German, man. Good. I mean, we are coming back day by day into this stream. So I'm still around. So I guess good, right? Thank you very much for the follow, guys. Appreciate it. And then respectfully here, we're going to do the same for this rating endpoint I created. So we're going to say... What the hell is this? Ah, never mind. Okay. And then we're going to say import ratings router from API ratings router, right? Yes. Yes. And then we're going to register that router here as well, right? Because I've created a generic rating table now as well, similar to the comment table that we implemented before. So if some of you remember when I implemented the commenting system in Programmer Network, it's a very simple generic concept. You have a commentable type and you have a commentable type ID, so you can then reuse the comment system across all the features. So it's the same with this rating system now. I just created a ratings table that And now you can basically use the same rating functionality, same system, same table to do ratings on whatever you want in the future, right? So this is probably gonna fail just as the other one, and that's okay. So so now we're just registering those. So right now, today we're gonna start working on the courses feature. So if I go to production, now we are basically starting to, if we scroll down, right? So I wrote here in the landing page. So this is kind of our plan, right? This is basically our plan, right? And we're gonna be building next couple of days this feature. So basically, I want to build something so like this. So I drew it already, right? So this is basically courses. The projects are gonna come next. So this is what we're gonna be building today and the next couple of days. So now we are focusing on the API, building the data model, breaking the tasks down. I'm going to show you now in our backlog, but eventually I just researched slightly bit. So eventually we're going to have something similar to Udemy, where you're going to have a landing page of a course, sections, and lectures of each section. It's going to be comments, instructor, whatever. And then when you enroll in a course, right, you're going to get on a page like this. Each course, each lecture potentially is going to have a video or an image or none. And then you're going to have a menu here. So once we finish this feature, hopefully this upcoming week, next week, I'm going to be releasing my Fastify course through this. So I kind of want to build this to kind of incentivize myself to record courses, right? For YouTube and also for this. So we are not fully done with mocking this up and stuff. We need to kind of get deeper into it. But generally I have also created an additional project only for this feature. So if we go to our backlog, thank you everybody for the follows. If I go to the backlog, right, I have created a different project now called courses feature, right? And so this is kind of what I always talk in my streams about. We're talking about breaking things down, planning them, preparing, and then starting to code, right? So essentially here we're going to have different tasks for the API, different tasks for the UI. We're going to break it as we go. Now basically we're doing this, and I'm kind of very far with this. We're going to finish this today for sure. Just designing the tables and relating them I did already. Then the API as well, that's what I just did. And now actually in 5-10 minutes we're gonna actually test the API. First we're gonna try to create a course through Thunder client, then we're gonna try to create lectures, then we're gonna try to leave a review, So we're gonna test the API fully through our Thunder client, and then we're gonna save all of the requests in the Thunder client resources, right? So we can kind of easier interact. And then when we're happy with the API, when things work, when we can see that we can create everything, then we're going to focus more on front end, right? So we want to basically start the front end when all of the API works, when we're or most of it. Maybe we're going to discover that we want to do some things differently, right? But yeah, Leo, good evening, good day, my friend. How are you? I keep saying evening. I'm so used to streaming in the evening that it's crazy. All right, so let's kind of get back to what I was doing. So let's get back here. So now we just need to the method post already declared for courses. Okay, so probably somewhere inside here. Give me 1 second. Ratings router. It's evening there. Okay, got it. Fair enough. I see. Give me 1 second. Courses router. Okay, let me just fix this. So route method post already declared for route API v1 courses at object at new route. And that's a bit strange because that happens when we register the ratings. So how is that? No, it's not. Okay, so let's So let's get into here, create course, post, get, put, delete, post sections, delete sections, post lectures. So we have this one. So this is the only slash that we have, app.post, right? Nice, Leo, nice. I'm actually very happy to hear that. It's a very nice setup. I'm pretty sure you're gonna enjoy it. I'm pretty sure you're gonna enjoy it, man. All right, let's just see what's happening here. So it's complaining that we already have the route registered, which is a bit strange. Yeah, you will not regret it for sure. Method post already declared for route API v1 courses. Oh shit, we have a duplication here. It's basically copy paste went wrong. Okay, shit. Well, okay. It's copy paste, but I was kind of losing my mind a bit here. It's like, what the hell is happening? All right, cool, good. Type is not a default or support HTTP status code. Okay, so we have a mixture here of something wrong. So there's no type, it's code probably, but where is that? Reply.code, reply.code, and where is this, where is complaining about this? Ratings, post. Okay, so here somewhere it's saying, hey, create, yeah, So it's probably complaining maybe about the schema of this, right? So let's take a look. Rating body schema, yes. And also let's fix one thing, of course. So let's get in here. Let's just clean it up. So we don't really need the ratings like this, because the ratings is appended. This is appended on the router, itself. So we don't really need that. That's number one. V1 post API v1 ratings type is not default or a support HTTP status code at modules npm. Oh, so it's my Namari, my friend. Good day. Marulo, good day to you as well. So it seems that my the Fastify extension that I wrote that is kind of messing up with this app post slash schema is add rating schema. Let's see, tags, description, body. Yeah, so this seems fine-ish. Body. All right, let me just double check one thing. So what happens if we do this? Just to minimize the potential. Okay, is this the error? Yeah. Okay. So add rating schema. We have it to tags. Tags. Yes. Description. Body. So let's say false. Just to find where the issue actually is. No. So it's not here. Let's say false here. Let's see if it's AJV. Okay, so here is the issue. So we have isolated it to this. So something somewhere, type string, type integer, type object, properties. Is it maybe the format that's messing it up? Type is not default. Wait a minute. I know. I think I know. Yeah. I know what the issue is. Okay, good. All good. So here we need to say 201, right? And then rating response schema. So that's the issue. And now we got it back here, right? So if we go to our lovely Swagger here and we scroll a bit down, we have the courses and ratings now. So this is kind of what I did this morning off stream. So I made those endpoints. I made all the tables and all of that stuff, right? So if we take a look at the tables now here, right? We can see we have a course table. We have a course enrollment table, which is kind of a junction or a join table, right? So it's gonna join the user and the course. So you can get information which user is enrolled in which course, right? We have that. We have course lecture. And you can see I've kind of prefixed those table names with course because I had two possibilities: either use a different schema in Postgres, so group them under the schema, or just kind of prefix them with something so it's easier to reason about. Because, you know, I know that over time, in a couple of months, we're gonna have maybe up to 100 different tables, right? And I need to start thinking about how to group them, right? Because, you know, I hate flat structures because it's hard. Like, if this was called lecture and not course lecture, is like lecture of what, right? Or to say, if this was called section and not course section, is like, what do you mean by section? What is a section, right? So it wasn't clear enough. And then I just prefixed it with course, so it kind of implies that you have a course resource, course table, and then you have the corresponding enrollment, lecture, and section, right? And then we have this rating, the new table as well, the rating table, right? And this one you can see looks very similar to the common table, and it's a generic kind of table, if I may call it like that, right? And essentially now, you know, with this table, you can leave a rating on any resource type. And this rateable type basically right now can be either a section or a lecture, but we can extend this, you know, if you want to leave a rating on a user, then you would have a relatable type to be a user, and then relatable ID would be the user ID, right? So this way you can create a little thing that's reusable everywhere, right? That's pretty much how our comments work, right? You can see our comment. That's why we have comments on feed, on articles, etc., because we also have commentable ID and we have commentable type, right? Yeah. Okay, great. So I need to go to, so I'm just gonna go here to the models, right? And here in the models, I just need to review some things, because what I want to do with this courses feature, I want to enable us as a team, as a community, to build courses together. So for example, I want the course to have multiple authors, right? So for example, it seems to me already now that we need maybe an additional table called, let's say, a course author or whatever, and then I can invite Leo and Amari and Chika and Jace to collaborate on a course, right? So I invite you to collaborate, and then you can contribute to a course, right? So I think we're gonna need that as well. And I'm just thinking, because now we are at this modeling stage, we need to kind of try to kind of get as much details up front as we can, so we don't run backwards later on, right? So a course is going to have a title and description. All right, so let's just generate this code very quickly. I'm not going to write it manually ever again. So let's go here. Let's go back to my ChatGPT. Huge discussion since this morning. I think it was. No, it's not this one. Where did it disappear, dude? Are you kidding me? Where's my stuff? No. Oh, sorry. It's where is it? Yeah. So this is kind of my discussion with ChatGPT on this, right? So given the course table, create an additional junction 1. All right, or actually let's just do it differently, right? I'd like a course to have multiple authors when needed. Hence, please create an additional model where a course can be authored by multiple users. And I'm using 3.5 now because this whole morning I was using ChatGPT, so I need to wait for like an hour to use the 4.5, right? Yeah, maybe Jace, why not, right? Why not, right? Yeah, so let's try this code. Course author schema, right? Yeah, something like this, exactly, right? something like this. We don't really need the timestamps here, just so we can kind of get rid of that. And then it created the association for us here, right? So let's grab this. Let's go to my, that's our UI. Let me go back. So let's go to setup Postgres, and what did we just copy? Model course belongs to many. Actually, let's just do it like this. Incorporate the relations that you just wrote. This. All right, just so we don't write this manual gibberish ourselves. So where did it actually do this? Yeah, so that's what I'm actually wondering myself. What did I just paste? Was it this thing? And I think we have this relation somewhere already, don't we? All right, give me 2 seconds. Let me just get back here. Let me grab this stuff and let's go to... Let me just see what I wrote already. User belongs to... All right, give me 1 second. Are there some of the existing relations that I have to remove relative to the... Yeah, that's the problem. Wait, let me see. Is there a way to switch here? No, I guess not. Okay. Well, all right. So let's kind of incorporate then this and then see. Let's fix it. So let's see, what is it? You have used the alias author in 2 separate associations. Alias associations might have, yeah. So let's just grab this thing here, because I don't want to spend any time on this. I actually want us to move away and build some UI. Course author, okay. I see. Yeah, so I think it complained pretty much about this thing here, right? All right, and then just last thing before I forget. So let's go to courses and let's say create course. And I'm just gonna tell this guy to do something for me. Modify this so it associates a logged in user to be an author. I don't know how to write it. But do we have, does our model actually have, do we have, give me 1 second. Do we have, this is the front end again. Give me 1 moment. Do we have the author ID? But the course doesn't seem to have author ID in its schema. Is this an association related to this new author junction table we created? Okay, great. So this is pretty much, all right, cool. So that's what I wanted. Okay, it's just basically just telling it to do what I want to do, and I can't do it as fast. That's pretty much, nobody can. Be silly. This crap generates this code in 3 seconds, and I spent 5 minutes writing it. Okay, great. So let's see about that. Let's kind of prettify. So we create a course, and then we associate that course to some author, right? And now, of course, later on, we're gonna have to build a UI where you can invite someone else to that course as well. Meaning, you know, and so let's just so we don't forget, right? Let's get here, and thank you very much for the follow. So let's just create something here, add author to your course or something like that. We'll see, just so we don't forget that we need to do this, right? So you're gonna have to something like this. Here we're gonna have, you know, I don't know, search or something, I don't know, or, you know, invites or whatever. Something like this, right? Or username, right? So let's imagine I want to invite Jace or Leo or whatever, someone to co-author the course with me, right? It's gonna be something like this, right? Where is this UI gonna be? We'll see, right? A simple form where one can invite additional authors to their course. Yeah, all right, great. So that's good. We're gonna do that later. All right, so let's do another thing. Just as it keeps coming to my mind, right? We need to be careful. Write an endpoint that removes an author from a course. What's the name of this font? The name of this font is JetBrains something. There you go. It's free. All right, so this is what we need. Great. Create the route for me. Well. All right, so let's get back here, right? And we're gonna scroll a bit down, and somewhere around here we're gonna pretty much do this. We're gonna say remove course author, and then we're gonna validate this. Obviously, we'll have to validate this anyway, right? All right, cool. So let's get back here. Let's go to the router. Let's scroll all the way down. And we're gonna say app.delete. We're gonna get rid of this crap. While we're doing this, write AJV schema for me as well. And in the meanwhile, while it does that, we're gonna come here and we're gonna say comma. Yes, remove course author. We're gonna hopefully import that here. And then we're gonna go over here and we're gonna do this. We're gonna go to schemas, right? And we're gonna say export const remove course author schema. Here we're gonna say this is basically params, right? URL params, right? Yeah. So if we go over here, right, we're gonna say schema, we're gonna say tags courses, and then we're gonna say params, and then we're gonna say remove course author schema, right? And then the response itself, are we returning actually anything from this fella? Let's actually go in there. Jesus Christ, man. So let's modify this code, which is not super great. So let's just say reply.code 204. So if it was removed, we just return 204. We don't really need to return any fancy stuff. That's good. I'm a freak when it comes to code style. Let's zoom in a bit so maybe you guys can also see a bit better. Check if course exists. No need for useless comments. Never leave comments like this. Those comments are completely useless, because if you can't decipher what this does, then you have other problems. So let's review this. Yeah. I'm just gonna, and then we're gonna generalize this. So we're doing this so our UI can handle the errors a bit better. And we're gonna generalize this. We're gonna turn this into a custom error later. So for now, I'm just gonna say resource not found. And this is all to satisfy the UI and also to author is not associated with the course. Well, technically, they should be 400. Let's leave that there. Okay, so this looks fine. Looks good to me, if you ask me. I think it looks fine. What is it complaining about? Delete is missing response schema. Yes, it is. And if you're wondering what are those errors, well, a couple of weeks ago, or maybe a month or two ago inside of the stream, right, I wrote this Fastify extension that pretty much enforces your API to validate, right? So essentially, my personal values are that everything has to be validated, input and output. And if I was building Fastify, if I was the creator of that, I would literally enforce that by default. So for instance, if you build an endpoint and you don't have a validation on it, your whole API should fail, right? And that's what's happening. So essentially, in simple words, I want the developers of this project to be forced to like, hey, does this return nothing? Yeah. Well, you explicitly have to say, hey, this returns nothing, as opposed to assuming that the developer didn't add the schema because it's not necessary, because we're all lazy, right? So now this is saying, hey, dude, well, you know, you're missing response schema, right? Well, I am, but because there's no response, right? But then I have to say, hey, well, there's no response here. So when Leo comes to this code, he knows that, okay, so if this is going to be a 2 of 4, there's really no response, right? this is how I think about it. I think that every single thing has to be validated, right? Because it's so easy to do it. It takes 3 seconds as opposed to not validating it and then having to validate 40 different things in the future, right? That's not good. Okay, so here they are. We can get the course by ID, we can update it, we can delete it. Okay, I need another endpoint that just came to my mind. Write an endpoint that can reorder a lectures of a section. Essentially, the request body will contain a list of lectures for a given section that will have different. And I need this endpoint basically because I know that if we go back to this beautiful mockup here, I kind of know that I want to implement drag and drop, right? So when you create a course, I want people to be able to reorder their lessons, right? So you want to drag this understand caching to below, right? So that's why I need an endpoint that can just take this, right? Okay, this doesn't look super great, the code that was generated, but doesn't really matter. Let's give it a shot, right? Let's give it a shot, right? So let's go to the controller as always, right? And let's smack this fella as well. And let's see how ChatGPT actually wrote this. It's very imperative, but okay, that I like, yes. Okay. That I also like, that's fine. This I dislike, I'll rewrite this. I mean, this does happen transactionally, so in a way we are kind of safe. It's just I wonder if there's some bulk update that we can do instead of calling, you know, update like n number of times, right? So if there's 10 lectures, we would call this 10 times. Is there a way to bulk update this without looping through and calling an update n number of times? Why didn't you do this at the first place? Well, okay, we'll see, right? I don't know. That's a good point that the bot made, right? It's definitely a good point, right? All right, great. Okay, let's read this. I'm a bit concerned about this. So we got the lectures from the body, let's assume, right? We found all of the section lectures for that section, right? I'm not worried about performance of this technically, because how many lectures a section has? 5, 10, 15, 20, right? So this is not like a 5 million record. So I'm not that concerned, right? But let's just try to see. Let's try to find the section, and if not found, early return, great. Find all the sections for the given, find all the lectures for the given section. Create the hash table, right? Create the object here, create a map. Create a transaction, right? Outside of try and catch, right? Just so we can then roll back in the catch, right? That's why it's outside. Update the order of the lectures in the database. I don't get why are we having this additional call? What is the point of this? So update the order of lectures in the database. Then we call models course lecture bulk update updates, right? Which is this. Which is pretty much what we got from here, right? This is the new order, right? Yeah, so what is the why do we have this? Update on duplicate order. I think so, yeah. I mean I'm using 3.5, right? I'm using the 3.5 crap, so I think it is, right? I don't think we need this. Like this seems to be the only thing we need, right? And Panosa, my man, good day. Happy to see you, man. Okay, so and then do we really need this crap? And I mean, we don't really need any of that, do we, right? Good afternoon, my man. Good afternoon. In my opinion, this is more than sufficient, right? Yeah, exactly, pretty much, yes. But I think probably if it doesn't, right, it would not observe, it would just ignore it, right? So if it doesn't exist, it would just like do nothing, I think, anyway, right? But okay, we don't need to nail it all down anyway now. I mean, I'm just trying to design the whole model, right, and everything. So it's okay, right? So actually, you know, I'm not happy with this, so let's just remove it. Like we are still, that's gonna be like one of the last things we're gonna do, right? So, all right. So next thing that I wanted to do, right, is so let's so next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna come here to our Thunder client, right? We're gonna go to our collections here, and we're gonna create a new collection. We're gonna call it new folder, and we're gonna call it courses, right? And obviously now we're gonna test our whole API, and we're gonna create all the endpoints here. So let's just create few folders. We're gonna create sections. We're gonna create courses. That's not what I really wanted. So we're gonna have courses inside of courses. We're gonna have sections, courses, and what was the other thing? We're gonna have what is it called? Lectures, right? Yeah. All right. So let's start creating some requests here, right? And before we do so, we need to review some of the stuff, right? Because I wrote today a bunch of this stuff, right? I mean, actually maybe a bit too fast, because we're missing some stuff. We're missing we're obviously missing the decorator, right? Is authenticated decorator, right? Because right now none of those things are protected, right? So first thing we need to do, and not just because it's irrelevant now, we're developing, so it doesn't matter if they're protected, but all of this stuff is always associated to the logged in user technically, right? So Jesus Christ, come on. So let's go over here, right? And let's start slamming this stuff, right? So we actually don't need to protect the get course. That's going to be public, right? But to do any other CRUD operations too, right? And then we'll probably need an additional thing, which is going to be, we're going to create maybe another decorator that checks the but we'll see about that. So let's not get ahead of ourselves. So let's just protect all of this crap. Sections. So what is this? Post section, put section, right? Delete section, post lectures. Do that. Update lecture. Jesus Christ, man. Projects is the next feature, Jace, after this. So after we do the courses, then we're doing, so essentially we're gonna go, if I go to production again, right? So essentially, yeah, so we're doing this now. We're doing this now, and in a week or two, in a week probably, we're gonna do this project, right? So that's how it is. Nice. Okay. Cool. Great. I think you can type the stack, right? We will see, Panosa, right? I think that would happen. Yes, I think that would happen, right? But that's why we're gonna test this thoroughly before we get anywhere, even thinking about the UI, right? So we're doing this. So the thing is, now, so far, you know, in those couple of months of streaming and us having fun together, we have built a good foundation now to pretty relatively quickly build now tons of those features onto the platform, right? Because we have all of the pieces now to. And now we're going to be building them the way that we were always supposed to build them. We're going to start here, as I did with this thing now. And then we're going to do the database model and tables and stuff as we are doing now. Then we're going to test the API. And then when we're fully happy with the API, we're going to start slamming the actual front end. And of course, we have our Swagger, and it's going to help us a lot. So we're going to move to the UI part. Hopefully, maybe even today's stream, but let's now go and yeah. Pretty much. I mean, honestly, most of this stuff. I don't know what Twitter Spaces are, to be honest. I'm not using Twitter, so, and I know very little about it. So, I mean, that's pretty much why I'm building this project, right? Because places like Twitter and stuff I genuinely despise. So are you considering adding something like Twitter? And I also don't know what Instagram Live is, because I've never actually been to Instagram. I think of like Twitch, but only audio now. I mean, but what is the value of that in a way, right? Don't people have like Discord to talk? It's a group call. Interesting. Okay, so some sort of WebRTC in a way feature. I think that would be fun. Why not? I mean, at least for me, it would be fun to learn more of WebRTC and stuff. I think it would be a fun project, right? Oh, and then, you know, so okay, so when you tell me that, my brain thinks two things: WebSockets and WebRTC. And then my brain gets more narrow, and my brain's like Sock.js or Socket.io. Right? So maybe, I mean, why not, right? It would be fun. I don't know. My GitHub name is AGJS. So why not? Let's see. Okay, so let's go here. Let's kind of, so where did we? So let's try to create a course, right? So request name, create a course. And let's now is the time that we start slamming this stuff, right? Shit, we didn't, it says default here, so let's fix that. So let's go here. Why is it our post course we didn't add? Yeah. Schema tags. Hipster coder. Exactly. All right, so post v1 course. Okay, let's copy this fella over here. And yeah, let's go here and let's say HTTP localhost. Was it 3008? I think so, right? And then what was the body of this? So let's grab this crap. All right, let's see what fails. Probably gonna fail. Okay, API. Okay, because we didn't switch to post. Fair enough. You do not have access. Good. Okay, because we do not have access indeed. So let's log in locally. So this is production. Let's grab the JSON web token from our cookies, from our HTTP only cookie, right? And let's go. Well, actually, this is not a bearer token. Technically, it's more of a header. And then the header, what is the header name? Actually, I don't remember. So what is the header name? Give me 2 seconds here. I forgot. I can't memorize everything. Even my super intelligent brain can't. That's what it is. Thank you everybody for your follows. Appreciate it, fellas. Okay, it's cookie, of course. No. I'm sending this as a cookie, right? So I need to say here cookie. Like this. Well, technically, yeah. So I think I need to do something like this, right? Okay, good. So we are kind of good, yeah. Course author is not a function. Okay, fair enough. So now we're starting to test, right? And that's good. So if we go back here and go to create course. Jesus Christ. Interesting. Let's use the power of the only person here that can actually write code, and that's not me. And what did we want to do? And I think I did this already. I'm pretty sure that what it's saying now I did already. Or did I? I mean, of course you are. Of course you are. If you're not, then there could be genuinely something wrong. If you're not using ChatGPT, then move to a forest. Don't use electricity or anything, and that's equal to that, pretty much. Okay, but I thought we did this already, but we didn't, right? Right, right. Definitely. Or that, yes. Create course, yeah. So what are the... So, no, that's not what I actually wanted. I wanted this. So this is what we kind of have to do. Okay, right? Amongst other things. So... But that's the problem, I think. Wait a minute. Well, no, not really, right? No, so this is actually... This is okay, right? So this is okay because, yeah, this is also true because you can enroll in a course and that's fine. And I believe that I forgot to do one thing. Ah, shit, that's the wrong one. No, is it? No, it's not, actually. It is, my bad. So it should be... Yeah. So we have course author schema, which is this fella here. It has a course ID and author ID. We also don't necessarily need this. That seems like a duplication, right? Let's also get rid of that. And then let's try this. And then let's try to reason about it. So we do this fella, and then we do this fella. Yeah. Yes. And then, what was it? Models.user. models dot course author. Ah, Jesus Christ, man. Come on. Jesus. So slow. I need instant code. In 2 seconds, I need my code to be written. No time to spend 4 seconds to write code. Jesus Christ. So much crap. Come on. Spending here 6 seconds writing code instead of 2 seconds. Unacceptable. Alright, let's see what failed. Well, nothing failed. Well, that's super strange. Okay, I would have expected it to fail. Course author is not a function still. Okay, interesting. So let's... So let's see what we did. Wait, is this a duplicate? Isn't this the same crap? It is. Why did I write that twice? This is also duplicate. Okay. Jesus, man, how many times did I write the same crap? Like, too many times it seems. So, course belongs to many users through course enrollment. Ah, okay, so that is... No, it's okay, right? Because we do have different tables for that, right? I have, if we go over here, right, we have... No, that's actually fine. That's fine. So we have course enrollment, but we also have the course author, and those two are different things. Enrollment is the table where users enroll, and then no, so that is actually okay, right? So that's fine, I think. This guy is still though complaining that add course is missing. So let's see what did we not do. So okay. And let's just grab this just in case, because I don't actually trust this other 3.5 thing. So let's just... I'm only fine to copy paste from one guy. Only from one guy. Course author schema. Alright. Let me just grab all of this shit. No, why is it doing this? No. Cool, man. Cool. Cool. You're using Vim. That's great, man. Good for you. Alright, so let's get back here. Okay, no, not yet. So we have a course ID reference course key ID. Ah, it's a meme. Okay, sorry, man. I'm completely detached from those memes, but it's good to know. Good to know. I am actually using it sometimes, Bjorn. I am using it sometimes. It's just more convenient here. It's way easier for me to do it here than to use it here, right? Because now because for the streaming, it's not good because then I have to resize my VS Code so you guys, right? All right, let's focus, right? So course author is not a function. So let's see what are we missing. To create a seems like you're trying to, yeah, to create association between course and course author, you should first define relationship, right, yeah. And that's what we did, right? I think so, at least. So we have course author, foreign key. Let's just double check that, right? So if we go here, so we have this guy, right? Yeah, it's here, right? So models user to models course author. And let's just make sure of one thing. Yeah, course author, so that's good. Yes, yes. Let me just see the difference now between this. Ah, I see, okay. One point in time we'll need to refactor. The thing is now, as we are adding more and more tables, right? It's more and more apparent that centralizing this thing in a single file wasn't necessarily a great idea. So what we're gonna do eventually, we're gonna try to move those associations, localize the corresponding models or tables where they're defined, right? Because right now it's a bit difficult to why? Jesus fucking Christ, man. Why is it? Course, user, course. Give me 2 seconds. So wait, this is enrollment, and I don't give a crap about that. So let me just focus on this here. So we have those two. All right, well, yeah. Still missing. Jesus Christ, man. Why? And why is it telling me to use the plural? It was telling me, right? It was telling me to use courses and users here. Does that make any difference? I don't know. I don't know SQLize well enough or to that degree to know those details. No, so it made no difference. Okay, so enrollment model user through model courses course author, foreign key course ID, foreign key author ID, course ID. Is this correct? All right, I have written the same thing twice. That's what it's telling me. Okay, fair enough. Is it correct relative to those models? All right, so well, everything seems fine. It seems that this is what this guy is telling us, right? So why then are we still? Why is SQLize not creating this thing? Is my question. So why models course create? All right. There's no reason. I just started this project a couple of months ago and I just didn't use TypeScript. There's really no really majestic reasoning behind it. That's pretty much it. All right, so let's see what's happening. So this is still being returned. I see. Okay, let's try this. I mean, who knows, right? I certainly don't, right? I certainly don't. Clearly. Right? Something like that, right? You have used the same alias twice, apparently. Give me 1 second, Bjorn. Yes, I can. Just 2 seconds, because I didn't really use the same alias. I don't know why this guy's complaining. Or maybe it's complaining... Or maybe I'm not doing it properly. Let's see. All right, there we go. Yeah, that was hard, actually. Even though this doesn't make sense. Let's actually take a look at this. Course author, where is it? So we did actually create association between course author and the course ID. So that's good, right? We basically needed an alias here. And now this alias basically is used by SQLize to create those they dynamically create those methods for you, right? So you can see that it created this method for us called add author, whatever, right? So that's okay. That's not bad, right? Yeah. So that's not too bad, right? So we managed to create a course now. It kind of sucks that we have this. I don't know why do we actually have that. Where is it? Where's our courses? Let's query those. Yeah, that's awkward. So what the hell did we create then? Title, description, updated. Or did I like... Okay, let's try that again. Okay, so here they are. User ID null, author ID null, right? So we don't want to be creating those, I guess, as part of the course, right? Because... So this is not correct, right? I assume, right? Because we are supposed to have at least the author ID as part of the course, right? So let's see. So let's maybe just clean this up for two minutes, right? So model user has many models. So I don't know if we actually still need this, right? Because now you can belong to a course either through the course enrollment table or through the course author. So the question is, do we really still need this, right? Maybe not, right? And then course section has, so a course has many sections, and a section belongs to a course, so that's good. Let's keep validating stuff. A course section has many lectures, and a lecture belongs to a section, so that's correct. User has many ratings, and a rating belongs to a user. Rating belongs to a course. Course lecture has many ratings, correct. Course lecture belongs, rating belongs, yeah, that's also correct. I just validate it. Course belongs to a user through the course enrollment, yes, sure. Foreign key course ID, yeah, sure. Model user belongs to a course through enrollment. So yeah, this is slightly unclear, so let's figure it out, right? So user can enroll. So this enrollment table is what I created. So when you enroll in a course, you are associated with the course, and that's fine. And foreign key is the course ID. So it's you, user ID, and the course ID. That's how you're associated to the course that you enrolled to. And that's, so this does that, right? And then here we have the course author, and a course can have multiple authors, right? That's what we wanted. So that's also fine, right? So I guess the only thing we kind of missed here in the controller is actually using the, if we take a look at the table, right, at some of the records that we've created, right? Let's actually create a new one. So yeah, so now you can see kind of that, yeah, so now you can see that we don't really have those additional fields here anymore. So we have the ID, title, description, la la la. And then basically to get the author of a course, we're gonna have to query basically the, we're gonna have to query the course author table, right? And that table, I suppose, let's see, this one, right, has an author ID and a course ID, right? So yeah, so I think that's okay. We could include technically an author ID as part of the course as well, but I don't think that we need that. So let's reason about that for a second. So no, I don't think we need that. All right, so this is good. And now, of course, there's one thing that I want to do, especially before we start getting serious with this. So if we go to the model here, course author, course, much love, Jace. Thank you very much for being around. extend this model with a field called type, which is an enum of two fields from now, 3, B. I was also thinking about that a few minutes ago, Panosa, as well. And my solution in my brain was that whoever is the first author is the master author, right? Right. This was kind of my because I didn't want to kind of extend the table for no reason, right? Because you can say whoever is the first created author of for that course is the master one. Do you have any comments on that? You do by date, right? You could technically say, you know, give me all the authors by this course and order them by date, right? For instance. Ramirez, good day, buddy. Good day. I don't know, Panos. I mean, I'm genuinely asking, right? Maybe you have the point, right? I'm not sure, Ramirez, what you mean. And Wallerson, thank you very much, man. It's a programmer's joke. Okay, I didn't get it, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's hard to get the jokes when I'm coding here. Okay, great information. Thank you. So Panosa, yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, well. I mean, Panosa, in a way, right? When not really, right? Because this course author, right, Panosa, is gonna have a date, right? And this is what I meant, right? Okay, let's do that. Yeah, I get what you mean, right? So you're like, we can have original author here, right? Maybe like this, right? Or maybe something like this, right? Maybe create a reference there, right? Yeah, we are, Ramirez. We are, man. We are talking and coding, right? It's a programming stream, right? So it's mostly about, well, programming, right? So this is not a stream where we bash things or complain about things. Definitely not. Not one of those. We try to talk about code in a reasonable way. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. That's exactly what we need to get down today, right? That's exactly what we need to get down today. So we will need some permissions, right? And that brings us to a different point, right? Permissions, right? And I'm not thinking about access control lists or anything like that, right? Exactly, right? Exactly. So I wonder, should we create a course permissions table as well, right? Because yeah, if we go back somewhere, right? we go back here, right? Let's imagine that you invite someone, right? So let's imagine over here, right? We're gonna have a role, right? Which roles could it have? Well, obviously admin. So this is now something that I have to sit and think about, right? So we don't need to kind of solve it fully in a detail, right? Because it's like more about what type of permissions would really exist there, right? No, I don't mean that, Panosa. I mean like which actions do we want other roles to be able to perform, right? Not just strictly like, so if I invite you as an author, right? What in the UI should you be able to actually change, right? Should you be able to change a video or a title or just text, right? So it's kind of, but I guess, yeah. Or should you be able to do anything, right? So that's the thing, right? Or maybe you just shouldn't be able to delete, right? But then you can't really get away from that, right? Because technically this feature, yeah, sure, but either way, right, then we shouldn't be thinking about it now, because when you think about it, even if you don't allow the actual deletion of a resource, if you invite somebody who is malicious, right, for whatever reason, then they could technically just remove all the text and stuff like that, right? So let's not necessarily lose our sleep over that, right? I think that's a good suggestion, Ramirez, but let's not do that now. This goes way out of the scope, and we're trying to build things here, not indefinitely do it, right? So let's not do that now. So we don't need that level of granularity right now. So we're gonna move from that. So what did I want to do? All right, so let's kind of test. Let's keep testing this stuff. So now we can, where is it? So we can see now that we can create an actual course, right? I hope so, at least. Let's see, body. Are we actually running this? Yes. What did we change? If we changed really anything, did we? Yeah, exactly. Did I change the schema? Yeah, I did. Oh, yeah, it's because of the type, right? Well, it shouldn't really matter, should it, right? Because it should take the default value, right? Oh, it's maybe called default value. I don't know. Give me a second. Sequelize default value. I forgot what the keyword name is. Yeah, it is default value. Okay, good. As I should have just tried it, but that's what it is. Okay. So where were we? Yeah. So let's say the default is free. Let's try that. Yeah, and that works. Okay, great. So we have basically saved that one. So let's create a new one, right? So we're gonna come here and we're gonna say new request, update a course, right? And pretty much we're gonna do this. We're gonna have a put. We're gonna grab this crap here, right? And then I guess I used URL parameters here, right? So we're gonna say, well, ID of one, body, resource not found, course not found. All right. Course updated. All right. So that's kind of good. Let's take a look at our database here, actually. So if we go into courses, we can see course updated, right? So that's good. And then we'll test as well the assumptions made by Panosa, if it's... and let's also implement this one, get a course, right? So new request, get course. And pretty much it's going to be something like this, right? Let's actually put this so you can kind of see it. So we want to get a course by ID of 1. Include unexpected element has to be either a model, an association, or an object. Okay, so let's kind of fix it. So where is it? Where's our create get course? Yes. Model enrollment rating include models.user. Do I have the enrollment model? I don't actually remember. Yeah, that seems to be the problem. So let's go to setup. Postgres enrollment. Course enrollment. Okay, so that's the problem, right? We renamed that, right? Yeah, okay, I see. So course enrollment. Alrighty. So let's create a course. Let's try to get a course. Is not associated to course. Okay. So this was supposed to get the users. You don't have a user on course anymore. No, I don't think so. No, but that, yeah, exactly. So that's probably the issue, right? Yeah. So us removing, right, the actual, yeah, that is the thing, right? Yeah. So we kind of removed this, right, which pretty much resulted in what you said, right? Okay. All right. Let me just do one thing here, because I think our schema now is not actually correct. So let's create a course. Let's get it. So we do get the rating, so that's okay. Well, we do have this association, right? So we have, but we don't. So yeah, we have so user belongs to a course belongs to many users. Panosa, thank you very much, man. Thank you for your help. Enjoy your Sunday, man. All right, let me try one thing here. Course. Interesting. Okay. All right. So let's kind of do this. Let's do that. I can't figure it out. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So we students, what? Okay. But yeah, we need. I think we lacked the actual alias. Yeah, because we do have this association already, right? Give me 2 seconds. Yeah, yeah. So if we take a look at, yeah, so we do have this stuff, right? Already, I guess. Yeah. Through course enrollment, yeah, foreign key user ID, yeah. And then as enrollments, maybe, okay. And then this here, yeah. So we do have the enrollments. No. So this, so model score. So yeah. Yep. So no, so that was okay. Yeah, and we're missing this alias here, right? Yep. Skype code, thank you very much, man. As always, appreciate it, man. All right, let's. Yeah, and then we need to update what this friend of ours told us to do. Where is it? Jesus Christ, man. Ah, yeah. Let's just grab this crap. And let's go to controller. Let's update this. And what happens now? Let's take a look, see. Okay, good. Well, at least we're not failing anymore. And let's see now. Yep. So that's okay. That's great. Let's just say, please update the HAV schema for get course. So let's just get this updated. So now we need to, now obviously we're doing some of those joins, right? So we need to, yeah. Yeah, exactly, exactly, exactly what we need. Students, la la la, right? Perfect. Numinex, my friend. Good day. Always good to see you, dude. Always good to see you. Amazing. Oh my god, this stool is so great. I mean, this is literally a miracle. This stool is literally not any lesser than a freaking miracle, man. It's like, it's so good. It's not even real. It's not even real, man. Like, it's gonna change everything. It's gonna change how we work, right? It's gonna change so much. Dude, like, it's not doing it would be just incredibly stupid, right? It's literally would be I would just feel stupid, right? Because I would rewriting this manually, stuff that I already wrote in this project 5 billion times, would be such a waste of time with this thing, right? I literally gave it my own code. So what you can do, you give it your own code. You give it a bit of context. It's like, this is how I write my code. So please write this endpoint in the same way. And it literally writes the code in the same way I do. How insane that is. Think about it. It's just crazy. So I gave it my input. I taught it, what to do. And here we go. So now we have students and ratings. That's great. So now when you get a course, you get the ratings for the course and students that are enrolled in that course. We can update the course. Yes, great. So let's go here. Did we create a get a course? Okay, so let's keep on going, right? So if we go to our Swagger here, and if we scroll a bit down, so we have this one, we got this one down, we got this one down, we got this one down as well. So it just Noob Coder, good day, man. Tronic, what do you mean? Which window? Which window are you referring to? I'm not using Nest. I'm using Fastify. I use ChatGPT very extensively every day, right? So if you mean this left things here, I use ChatGPT since it came out. So I'm not sure exactly what you mean, but yeah, I use it extensively every day. I'm not sure what you mean. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, exactly. So well, this one is for today. This one is for today, and then this one is from this morning, right? When I started building this feature. This morning I had a huge discussion with ChatGPT when I was coding off stream, right? But all of them are very recent, right? No, I'm just using Fastify. I'm not necessarily a huge fan of Nest.js and at least the architecture that it has. But I know that Nest.js is awesome, right? But I don't need it. I don't need that many opinionated things, right? Fastify comes with sufficient opinionated things for me enough that I can build from there, right? And Nest.js is more of a framework, and Fastify is really more of a library, right? So Fastify comes with way fewer opinions, right? And I don't need Nest.js opinions, right? So that is pretty much the difference, right? That's true, Tronic. Yeah, that's pretty much true. Yes, that is correct. Yes, you're not wrong. 100%. All right, so let's kind of keep on going, right? So let's take a look at Swagger. So let's keep on testing this, and then hopefully we'll see how far we get today. So delete course, right? So we need to kind of figure out the UX, or to say business decision behind deleting, right? So do we really want to delete a course? So what does it mean to delete the course? Does it mean to delete everything, all the sections, lectures, whatever, right? So the question is, what does it mean delete a course, right? I do use it, yes. I do use a good Copilot, yes. No, honestly, I have no. I actually no. I did try Vivaldi browser when it was in the alpha, but it's, you know, I use all the tools that make me productive, right? So because I'm focused on building products, not writing code, right? Code for me is a side effect of building products, right? So if there was a tool that would write all the code for me, I would use that right now, right? So any tool that can write code for me, I'm gonna use it, right? Because again, I'm focused on the output and business value, not on anything else, right? And I've been coding now for almost 20 years, so I'm not worried about code quality because I think my code quality is pretty awesome anyway. So I'm gonna, in simple words, my response to any AI tool that can help us is I'm gonna use it, yes, and I'm gonna let it write code for me. And then I'm gonna take that code, I'm gonna make it a bit better, and that's how I work, right? %, man. Again, as I always say, if you want to be a great professional, you need to be value driven. You need to provide value. If you want to be 10x, you need to be very valuable to your organization. And you're not going to be valuable to your organization if you can talk about code, if you can read tutorials all day long and jerk around about things. You're going to be valuable if you build features and provide value to customers, right? So 100%. So in simple words, yes, use anything that makes you more productive. It's no brainer, right? Sure, absolutely. It's very relative. I'm not saying those tools are gonna have different value to many of us. Because for example, this morning in 1 hour, I have built around 15 endpoints, 5 tables, associations and stuff, just with ChatGPT. Why? Well, because I know exactly what I want. I know exactly how it works because I've done it a million times. And I can just tell it exactly what I want and it can give me exactly what I need. If you don't know what you want, if you never did it, then of course it's harder for you because, right? So I'm never gonna go in this project again and write the endpoints manually. That would be silly, right? Because I have everything almost done already in a way, right? So in a way, right, it makes no sense, right? So if you know what you want and you know exactly how you want it to work, then you give the input to this guy and you get the output. It's no brainer, right? Why would I be doing that manually? I mean, who am I impressing, right? The thing is, right, like it's, as I was, yesterday's streams was really good. I think people loved the stream yesterday, right? I think if you don't know which questions to ask, you can ask ChatGPT reversed questions. You can ask it, hey ChatGPT, I want to do this. Which questions would I generally forget to ask about it? So you can kind of, reverse engineer this ChatGPT a bit and say, if you don't know the questions, the right questions, you can then, ask it in a reverse psychology or reversed. It's like, hey, which are the questions that I should be asking if I'm building a courses feature for a social platform, right? So, yeah, exactly. You were here yesterday. The thing is, again, as I always say, and this is why some people stick with this stream for many months now, because it's reasonable, right? Again, you keep in mind, if you're a software engineer, the only person that cares about code is you. The rest of the people in your organization, your CTO, your shareholders, your customers especially, they don't give a crap. They care that you keep building that tool that they're paying for and that it's as amazing as possible. So nobody really cares if the output of your code is generated by ChatGPT or you, because nobody sees that and nobody cares. So, I mean, again, it's no brainer. I mean, if you're seriously not using, if you're falling back and not using those tools, it's just a matter of time before you shoot yourself in one knee, then in another knee, right? So, As a new developer, you have to understand the code that you're delivering. I mean, of course, that everything that we're talking is contextual and relative, right? Nothing that I'm saying is absolute. I'm not saying the person that I'm telling this to, they can hear my message, right? So so of course, right? Okay, so let's kind of get back to this. So what else do we have? So what else do we have? So we have this. So we have the delete, right? Yeah, okay. So let's kind of get back here. I want to actually update one thing. Courses model. So what I want to do, so let's have it here is published, and it's going to be type boolean. Allow now false. It's going to be default value false. So by default, when you create a course, it's not going to be published until you publish it, right? I think that's okay, probably. So today we're gonna spend a lot of time just designing the whole thing. It's a pretty big thing, right? So give me a second. Oh yeah. All right, so we have the boolean now. Does the site give a blank page? Let's see. Maybe something got broken in the meanwhile. No. Looks good to me. Looks good to me, honestly. I don't know. Which browser are you using? Nice. We actually had a few people in today's stream signing up. That's pretty cool. Nice. Awesome. Awesome. Good. Good. All right. So going back to the fella here. So we create a course. Course can be published by default. It's not. It can be free, whatever. La la la. And that's okay. We don't really care. All the courses are going to be free anyway for a long time. So we can create them now, right? And stuff like that. So let's test that again. Do we actually need? So let's, so yeah. What did I want to actually do? I'll know when I see it. Yeah, so this is kind of what I just need to try. And then create it. Yes. Get a course. Yes. Update the course. Yes. Okay, great. So that's not too horrible. Give me 1 second here. All right, cool. All right, great. So that's good. So we tested those. Now the deletion part, right? So when somebody technically deletes, thank you very much, CHO, for follow, man. Appreciate it. So when somebody deletes a course, right? Let's actually go to our Thunder client here, right? And let's create another one. So let's create a new request here. Let's extend this so you can see it. So let's create a new request. Let's say delete course. And obviously this would be delete. Now the question is, we need to figure out the logical, we need to answer the question here. What does it mean to delete a course, right? Do we want to do a soft delete? Do we want to nuke everything, do the hard delete? Do we want to just nuke all the sections, everything, right? The extension, keep in mind, just FYI, if you, I'm gonna share the extension now, but recently I have recorded a video on my VS Code extensions. So if you care, actually I need to record a new video because I updated it since then. But if you want to know, here's the video. And anyway, if you don't care actually what it is, then I'll show you. So the name of it is it's cold, it's cold, it's cold. Give me 2 seconds. Postgres, where is it, man? Ah, it's this one. So just FYI, when it comes, so this extension is absolutely amazing. I'm using it for Redis, I'm using it for Postgres, I'm using it for Neo4j. So it's amazing, right? Keep in mind, just FYI, the version that I got is the paid version. So I mean, the extension is free, pretty much. I spent like 20 bucks on to remove some demo crap, whatever. But it's absolutely insane. If you spend a few minutes watching that video that I've sent you, I'm talking about it there. But essentially, you can do all sorts of stuff. You can write the queries in here. So it really replaces pgadmin or dbeaver almost entirely, right? It's not obviously as extensive as, I don't know, pgadmin, right? I did not get the access to Copilot X. No, not yet. Not yet. Why do I keep going to React? Okay. So what do we want to do when you delete a course, right? So let's see what did I implement now. So if we go here, delete course. This is an extension. This is a ChatGPT extension for VS Code. The reason why I'm not using it when I'm streaming is because there's a camera on this right side. So I try to use the right side kind of very minimal. But this is the same ChatGPT AI. This is using their open AI basically, so I can use when I'm at work, when I'm working, you know, from Monday to Friday, I'm using this at work. But when I'm streaming, I use the ChatGPT online just because it's easier for people to see, right? Okay, let me just think, what do we want to do if the course is deleted, right? Yeah, same, man, same. More tools for us, the better, right? So I hope they keep coming, right? All right. Well, for now, let's just use the ChatGPT, obviously, as we will continuously in those streams, and let's say extend this so it removes all of the course-related resources. Do this transactionally. All right, so let's get here and let's actually go back here. All right, so let's review this code. Obviously, we're not going to just blindly copy it and assume it works. So what do? We find the course by the ID. Of course, we include the course section in it. And then we do basically nested join, right? So this is kind of left join and then left join again on the course section. So here, essentially, we get everything. So we get the sections and then we get the lectures of each section. There's no course, we get this, sure. SQLized, then we create a SQLized transaction here. If const section of course sections, destroy all the sections, destroy all the lectures, all the sections, and then additionally destroy the course and then return 204, right? Okay, well, that makes sense, right? So let's kind of come here and say 1 and send. And let's actually, I don't remember what was the actual route for delete. So delete. So yeah, we are deleting the course by the ID. So that's great. Authenticated, yes. Delete course. Delete course. Jesus Christ. Where is it? Delete course. Yeah, here. And what did it complain about when we tried? Okay, let's try again. And now we try to remove it again. Cannot read properties of undefined reading transaction. I see. Okay. Is this really where our sequelize instance is? Probably not. That's why it's kind of failing, I think. Yeah, because our sequelize should be here, I think. Yeah, I think so. All right, let's try that again. Let's try creating it. All right, so it worked technically, right? So if we try to get the course, it should not be there. We create it, we get it. Nah. We created, we get it. Course not found. What? Ah, of course not. Yes, okay. So let's try 3. Okay. All right, sure. I'm using Prism to make it simpler. I'm using Prism. I mean, Prism is fine. I actually, a CTO of my company, Ole, he knows, he's a friend with the guy, with the founder of Prism.js. It's fine. I mean, I used Sequelize literally 10 years ago, and that's the reason why I use Sequelize here. I have no hard opinion. All of those tools, they fail at something, they do something well. So there's never going to be a tool, and there has never been a tool that's absolute in anything, right? You can use Prism, sure. It's going to suck in some areas. Sequelize is going to maybe suck in some other areas, and that's how it is. They're all just ORMs, and they do the same shit, right? So nobody really... It doesn't really... Thank you very much, Mooncake for follow, man. I appreciate it. So that's how I look at it, right? And if you're wondering about my terminal setup, if you're streaming like me or whatever, working on Windows, I've actually recorded a terminal as well, terminal video a few days ago as well. So feel free to take a look at it if you give a crap. I'll share it over here. So it's basically this setup here with the background and all of this stuff. All right, so what am I doing here? Okay, this production. Yeah, okay, so let's leave that. So let's get back here. Let's keep on slamming this stuff. No, I'm not using PowerShell, and I never did, and I never will. God, no. God, no. It's, oh, my ZSH, yeah. It's a ZSH, yeah. Yeah, exactly. And Tmax and stuff like that, right? Okay. So, all right, cool. So that kind of works, and that's great. We can transactionally delete that, and then if we do this, it's going to fail, right? Yep. So that's good, right? So if we go and take a look at our Swagger, so we have covered this one, this one, this one. So we have tested those. So all of those now work. You can kind of create those, right? No, it's not. No. If you take a look at my video, Tronic, you're going to see that it's not. So if I'm not going to be spending time here, but if I open I've made a video on this, so you have a whole, I went through every single thing, but I'm not running PowerShell. I'm running Ubuntu in my terminal. So when I open this terminal here, I'm running Windows Linux subsystem. So what you're seeing here is running Bash and ZSH, actually, to be more precise. And then I'm not running PowerShell. Here is the PowerShell, right? So this is the Windows PowerShell. So this profile would be running Windows PowerShell. So if I would click this, now this is running PowerShell, right? You can see the paths are kind of Windowsy like, and you can see I actually changed this background just for the YouTube video when I was recording it, right? So I'm running ZSH inside of Windows Linux subsystem inside of Ubuntu, right? So all of my services here are running inside of Ubuntu. They're not running on Windows, right? Because when you're streaming like this, I'm streaming from this Windows computer because my microphone, my camera, my lights, so all of this stuff actually works. None of that works properly in Linux, and I'm using MacBook Pro for my work. So this machine is primarily made just for streaming, right? All right, so let's keep on going, right? Using the screen sharing feature, is it possible to share an iframe on the page? I'm not sure what you mean, Davison. I'm not sure what you mean. If you can elaborate it a bit more, man, please. I'm not quite sure what you mean. And actually, let me try doing one thing here, because it's very hard for me. I keep looking at this top screen to see the chat. Give me just 5 seconds here. So I want to do one thing, make it a bit easier for me. So if I do this and then I do... I've been streaming for a couple of months and I still didn't learn anything about Twitch. Oh, Jesus Christ, how hard is it? Okay, give me 1 second. I want to be cool like those cool streamers. Okay. For MacBook Pro, so when it comes to MacBook, right, you want to definitely be using iTerm 2. So on my MacBook Pro, I have identical setup, just with iTerm 2, and I think I probably have on my GitHub, right? I probably have configuration for iTerm as well, right? So give me 2 seconds. So if I go to my GitHub, right? And if I go, yeah, here it is. So this is actually iTerm with ZSH. So this is almost my set. I didn't update this repository for a long time, but you can see I'm using on my MacBook Pro. I'm using Tmax and right. No, I'm using default search, right? I shared the link above. So this is the link, yeah. All right, cool. So, all right. So what do we? Yeah, let's keep on coding, guys. Let's keep on coding. We need to write those codes, right? That's pretty much what matters, right? Yeah. All right. So let's yeah. Okay. So the next thing is sections, right? So we now want to be able to create the course, and then the section itself, right? So let's so we've created the, actually let's move this slightly bit over there. So let's create now new request, create a section. And yeah, as you may have guessed, right? Tronic, I'm not using anything fancy, man. I don't, my setups are just like my code and everything else. I keep things very simple, right? So I'm not using anything fancy, man. There's nothing fancy I'm using on Windows. I'm just using normal tools. The only different thing on Windows that I'm using is this. And the rest of the stuff is just default. There's really no need to... The thing is, my philosophy towards tools is that I add additional tools when I feel that I can optimize some workflow, right? I don't, because there's this danger of just using way too many tools. And then you have to find the boundary, when is it too much and when is it making you more productive and when is it, you know, people waste so much time playing with their Vim setups and shit like that, right? For what, right? I don't customize anything, man. I customize only things that make me more productive, right? So in simple words, it's like, yeah. Exactly. I think most of operating systems, they come with pretty awesome defaults, right? So, yeah. So now we have the sections body, right? Let's try to create a section. And then we forgot to add a host name, right? So localhost 3008. Course not found. This is courses sections. What? That's a bit strange. Okay, let's take a look. Delete course, create section. Yes. Ah, okay. Sorry, my bad. So we're missing an ID of a course, right? So first we need to create a course, And then we need to create a section inside of that course, right? Sections, okay, but it seems that, yeah, okay. So we can clearly see that we're missing a course, so we're missing the actual, where is it? Let's close that. So create section, where is it? It's this guy here, right? Yep. So create section, yep. So essentially, yeah, we're missing the URL parameter here. And then most likely we need section, yeah. So we need this, right? Yeah, so let's try that again. Bam. Let's restart this stuff. Create a section. Sorry, create a course. Create a course ID. Is that how we... I think that's the problem. Let's get back here. Yeah, so this should be course ID. Great. Okay, try that again. And then try that again. Params must have required... Okay, good, good, good. We forgot to update our... So actually, instead of doing this there, we'll need to shitify on our code a bit. And then we'll fix that later, just so we can do it faster. And then here we're gonna say course ID and then course ID. And then, yeah, create a course and then create a section. And now we have created a section. We can see that we'll probably need to extend this model a bit, because our section probably requires at least some description or something, right? So where is it? Course author, course section. Yeah, so let's add description to a section. Each section is gonna essentially, if we try to visualize all of this stuff, do you use TypeScript? In general, yes. With this project, no. Because when I started this Fastify project, Fastify had a very poor TypeScript support. Now it has a really good support. So at one point in time, we will actually add TypeScript. It's gonna take us a day or two probably, or to say 2 streams. So yeah, so this is a section. This white part would be basically, so essentially, yeah, if I take my pen, right? So this is a section, this is a section, right? And now we are saying, well, it would be nice that those can also have some sort of description if necessary, right? So that's what we're pretty much doing, right? What happened here? Wait a minute. Of course I validated, yes. Of course I validated, yes. That would be very deadly if I'm not validating it, right? I validate everything on both ends, of course. I'm a validation freak. And wait, I lost my window. Where is my chat? All right, so okay, so going back here, so we just created a section, right? And we realized, hey, we could use some description for a section as well. So let's do that, right? And then let's also update our validation schema, right? So this should now, yeah, wait a minute, so create a course and then this. And we're getting a bad request now, which is fine. So let's go over here, right? Yeah, and then let's go to section. And then pretty much here we're gonna do the same. We're gonna say description, right? And then, yeah, let's create a course again and then create a section for that course. Why is it complaining? It's saying it doesn't like something, validation equals course cannot be null. Okay. Did I like actually, well, we do want to allow it to be null regardless. Description, yeah. Course section, yeah. Let's make sure we just didn't misspell it. Yeah, create a course. Create a section. Description is null. So What the hell is going on? Wait a minute. So is this section body schema? Yeah, it is. Description properties. Yes, that's good. Type string. Yes. Yeah, we're not. I see. My bad, right? We're obviously not taking description from here, right? Because we're destructuring, right? So let's just say title description, right? And then create a course again and create a. Okay, great. Chica sounds good, my friend. Sounds good. All right, good. So we got that one down as well. Let's, right. So if we go to our Swagger now again. So we got this one down, which is creating a section. Now we want to update the section. So pretty much generic stuff, but we need to, even though it's simple and generic, right? You can't get away from testing it, right? Like at least testing it manually, not literally writing a unit test, right? So update a section, and we're gonna pretty much do the same stuff. We're gonna have the same body, we're gonna have the same endpoint, right? So we're gonna be updating a section by the section ID. We know that for sure. Now, only thing we need to kind of do right now is if we go back here, we know that, well, you'll be able to update the description as well, right? So we'll need to do pretty much what we did for creation, right? And then we'll need to update the schema as well, right? So if we go to the actual router of this fella, and then we look for update section, right? Yep. Okay, so that's good. That should be fine, right? Okay, so let's try this. So we first have to create a course, then we have to create a section, and then we want to try updating a section, right? Resource not found. All right, so let's see. Update the section ID. All right. So we forgot. So section. Wait a minute. Is that a good route? So section ID. Okay. Courses section 1. Courses sections 1. Yes. Section not found. All right. Well, let's kind of do this. So let's create a. Let's actually just close a few of those things. So we want to create a course, then we want to create a section, has an ID of 1, course ID 1, and then we want to update a section, right? Okay, good. So we can update a section, right? And then we get a new. Let me just read the question. I might have a stupid question, but is the unit test and integration same things? I was looking for integration test. We write testing company, we never declare what it was. It's a good question, actually. It's a good question, Tronic. Thank you, everybody, by the way, for your follow. Seriously, sorry for not pronouncing your names. It's very hard to use those Twitch acronyms, right? It's hard to say, Tronic. That's a good question. Never actually thought about it. I generally, if I write tests, I write either end-to-end tests or unit tests or both. Now, TDD, BDD, and all of that stuff, it's really irrelevant, right? It's I'm clearly not doing TDD or BDD here, because if I did, I would be writing tests first and then making case by case, you know, assertion by assertion passing, right? And we might actually do it in reverse, which is anti-pattern anyway, right? But it's a good question. I think I don't know. I don't have the actual answer to that. I've never thought about it, right? Never thought about it. Okay, so but it's a good question, 100%. Okay, so let's continue, right? So let's go to Thunder client and let's keep making those things, right? So we just got section creation of a section, updating of a section, right? Let's do a new one and let's say delete a section, right? What are your Pepper? We're basically I have started building the courses feature for Programmer Network, so something similar to Udemy.com, Pluralsight, front-end masters, right? Whatever. In simple words, just you know, you can create a course on a Programmer Network like that has a layout like this. then you can enroll in a course, and then you can create the lectures for a course, sections of a course, etc, etc, etc. So just to give you a kind of a visual representation so you can understand easier what we're doing. And now we are obviously doing the data model, and I built all the tables in this stream and all of the associations and joins and stuff. Now we are building the API, right? So the CRUD operations for courses and sections and lectures and rating, leaving the ratings and stuff like that. So right now we are in a process of, so we're gonna basically probably tomorrow or after tomorrow in a stream, we're gonna start with the UI, but we're not gonna start the UI until the API fully works and we can test it like through, curl, Postman, or Thunder client as we're doing now, right? All right, so yeah, shit, give me 1 second. Maybe I did something I didn't want to. Yeah, I did. Fuck, no, actually that's good. I just wanted to create, so let me minimize this one. So now we're doing the sections, right? And we're gonna do a new request here. I'm gonna say, shit, actually, so we did create it already. So delete courses, sections, and then 1. So this should be kind of sufficient to delete it, right? Let me just, so I'm going to create a course, and then I'm going to create a section for that course, and then I'm going to try to delete a section from that course. Section deleted, and that's cool, but I don't want this response, right? Oops. So I don't really want this response, right? So let's go in there. This is just so where is it? Delete section. So here we're just going to return 204, right? But now we also have to be careful here as well, right? It's like, what do we mean delete section, right? So let's go to ChatGPT and tell it to include also the lectures for that section. So let's go to our best friend ChatGPT, the miracle of the world. Please delete lectures that belong to that section as well. Chica, you seem to be spending a lot of time, man, fiddling with the tools. It comes to my mind. I sometimes wonder, do you like just playing with tools, or do you like building things, right? Because I mean, don't take me wrong, it's a genuine statement, right? It's not a write this functional way. Absolutely, Pepper. That's the goal, right? That's the goal. Yes. For now, I'm gonna be the one. I mean, the platform is still pretty empty, right? It's only a few hundred users, right? But that's the goal, right? But I'm gonna start recording free courses first, right? Okay, so it works, good. Let's just review this code so we don't blindly copy paste it like idiots. So find the course section by the section ID, do a left join on the lectures of that thing, right? If there's no section, respond with this stuff. Then take the course lectures that we got from the actual join, right? Wait on the promise.all, wait for all of the promises basically to resolve, and once they do, then respond with 204. Okay. Fair enough. Fair. I mean, dude, we all do that as well. I just noticed that also on Discord you're trying a lot of different things all the time. It's quite amazing. Okay, so that's great. So we can kind of say that one works, right? I guess we'll see, right? So this one now works. So those work. And now I think we need to do the lectures, right? So pretty much the same stuff. Slightly, I mean, pretty generic, but pretty important. This is how our UI interfaces with our database and the backend and other services, right? So exactly. So let's now start with the lectures. So now we're gonna have to say, you know, create a lecture, and let's just copy paste some URLs, and then let's get back here. So sections, I guess, slash lectures. What is the actual URL? So sections, section, lectures. Okay, courses, lectures. Okay. Create lecture. Okay. And let's see what is the body for this. What did we say? Title, content, order. Sure. Body. Let's do this fella over here. He doesn't really like the fact that this isn't JSON, this isn't valid JSON, where we need the... Ah, Jesus Christ, all right. Right? All right, cool. Let's format that. So technically that would be, right? But what is it that we actually need to create a lecture? Let's see. So post lectures. Yeah, that doesn't... Give me a moment here. So where is it? Update lecture, create lecture. Okay, here it is. So yeah, so how did we generate the wrong schema there? It's kind of funny. So we do need a section, obviously, right? All right, I see. So let's fix that, right? So if we go to the actual router here, it's clear that we need a section ID, right? And then Copilot, I'm pretty sure, is going to help us with that. And that's the beauty of those tools. I'm still mind blown after months of using those tools. I'm still literally just, it's hard to comprehend. For 20 years in this industry, I'm never seen anything as magnificent as this AI thing, man. Saves so much time on stupid stuff that nobody cares about. Crazy stuff. I did change my font, yes, to JetBrains font, to this one. It's free as well. Okay, so where is it? Ah, shit. Let's go down. My pleasure, man. My pleasure. All right, so here it is. Post lectures, takes the section ID. This is our example, right? So create a lecture, right? Well, to create a lecture, we'll need a section. We need one section to exist, right? So let's create a course, and then we need to create a... So we need to create a course, then we need to create a section. So let's create one. That's the beauty of... you can see me like in this recent video on YouTube that I recorded about VS Code. I have spoken to you about this Thunder client, right? And you can see how easily now we can test our things, right? So I'm going to create a section, and then we're going to try creating a lecture into that section. And let's see. So did we create an actual section? We did, yes. Courses section 1. Let's go to the router. Probably something's wrong here. Section ID, yes. Post, yes. Create lecture, yes. Section ID, correct. Let me actually see what the hell. So let's try that again. So let's order those in an order in which we have to create them. So I have to create a course, and then sections go inside of the course, and then lecture is part of the section. So I create a course, has an ID of 1. Then I create a section which has an ID of 1. And then ah, shit, it's wrong. We have to post. Section not found. Interesting. Sections, lectures, right? Courses, lectures. No, sorry, that's not the one. This one. Courses, lectures, section ID, yes? Yeah, super strange. Lecture body. What are we doing wrong? Okay, let's actually take a look at the code in here. Azard, thank you very much, man. Appreciate it. Models. So it kind of fails to find it here. I'm having a hard time believing that, though. Let's try. Resource not found. Section not found. Okay, let's see what's happening. A bit silly. Probably something super silly. So, course section find by primary key. And how are we finding other section ID? Yeah. Ah. Well, yeah, actually we're doing the same there, right? So it's okay. It's just okay, let's debug a bit. Is this really like what? Dog, cat, fly, elephant. Section ID. All right, so let's create a course. Let's create a section of that course. And then let's try creating a lecture. Okay. So now it did create it. Let's take a look at our database. So let's take a look at the courses. So we should have one course, and we do. We should have one course to author association, like this junction table, which we do. We have a course ID and author ID. That's perfect, right? Then let's take a look at the enrollment should be empty, which it is. Course lecture should be 1. And that's also good, right? And then we should have one course section, which is 1. So great. So awesome. So we are kind of nuking it one by one. Okay, so now we have those 4 fellas left, right? So we need to get the lecture. Do we actually ever have to get a single lecture? Let's take a look at our potential UI eventually when we start building the UI. I guess we do, right? So as we're going to be clicking on those side items, right? So we're going to get a list of all of the lectures. When you click on one, then we're going to fetch that resource. So we want to optimize the UI so we don't fetch every single lecture and every single object, right? So, okay. So we will definitely need, I think actually I did implement get lecture already, didn't we? Get lecture. Yeah. Yes, okay. I mean, that should be super simple and should work out of the box. This is our Redis connector. So with this database connector, I showed you this plugin that I'm using. You have access to Redis, MySQL, Postgres, you know, Neo4j, Cassandra DB, and all sorts of other stuff. Okay, what did I want to do actually? Yeah. So if we go to our Thunder client, let's create a... okay. So create a lecture. Let's do the update lecture, next one. So new request, update a lecture. And let's take the same endpoint that we have here. Let's move back here. So this is going to be put, right? So let's go to our router, right? So if we go to the router over here, update lecture, right? Yep. So lecture ID, I believe our router is correct in that sense this time. So yeah, it takes the lecture ID, and then if we go to our Swaggerio, we should be able to get the example body here from our Swagger, right? That's why Fastify is amazing. It comes also with a out-of-the-box support for Swagger. It just auto-generates stuff for you based on the JSON schema you use. So you don't really need to worry much about it, right? All right, so cool. So yeah, so we go over here. We're just gonna say updated lecture. This will be tip-tap.js content eventually. Right, okay, so let's go. Create a course, create a section, create a lecture, update the lecture. Yeah, there we go. If we actually go to a database and we take a look at the lectures, we can see actually here, we can actually just say title, right? We can see that it's, yeah, updated lecture. Okay, great. Awesome, right? So that's pretty cool. Okay. So we got that one down. Let's keep on going. So next one is the get one, right? So new request, get a lecture. And yeah, I mean, what do we expect, right? Same crap. Should work out of the box. Yeah, so let's close the update. We know that that works. So create section, create a lecture, and then let's open up the get a lecture. And then we get a lecture, right? Awesome, perfect, amazing. One thing though, before we continue creating the testing them like this, we need to extend the lecture model, right? So we need to extend our table because this is not sufficient, right? If I go and show you my draw.io, right, we can see that the lecture itself is gonna have a video. So what I basically did somewhere in those quick mockups I did, so essentially my idea for the lectures, right, for the courses is that a lecture can have a video. So every lecture, so basically I got inspired also by Egghead, right? So I've been kind of experimenting a bit, and I just so I'm a nice citizen of the world. So I got inspired a bit by this, right? So you know, when you get in here, you have a video and stuff and la la la. We're not gonna do it this way, but then I got inspired by Udemy as well, right? So if I click on the video that I'm watching now, I'm watching some course on ChatGPT, right? But so you can kind of see, right? So I got inspired by a lot of those other platforms, and then now we're trying to make it better than them, obviously, right? But you can see that this is kind of, so we're gonna have something similar, but not quite the same, right? But this is kind of where I also found the mockups, right? Where I took pieces of the thing, right? So anyway, we need to extend our lecture model table, right, with extra properties. So we need a video URL, and we need a an image URL. So here in the top of the lecture, you're either going to be able to have a video, an image, or neither of them. So depending on what type of course are you building, not every course necessarily has to be a video course, right? So, but we want to make it generic. So with video or without a video, without an image, it should look good, right? Okay, so let's less talk and more work. So let's come here and say video URL. Image URL. What else? What else? Let me see while I'm here. So this is a single kind of view. What else? One thing that we could do for the users, for all of us, is like when you complete a lesson, that you can mark it as completed, right? But then we need another table for that. So we would need a relation, we'll need another junction table between a user and between a course lecture. So for example, you know, if I would go to Udemy, for example, right? Platform where I learn a lot of stuff. I buy a lot of courses there. Great platform, by the way. So here you can kind of, if I go back to this course that I'm watching now, in my free time, you can see you can kind of click here and mark this as done, right? So if we want that functionality, so when I click here, it marks it as done, we need another table for that, right? It's just like, do we need that in the first version or not? I don't actually know. It would be nice, then we can show some kind of bar somewhere, right? In the top saying you have completed, 35% of this course, right? It's just a dividing number of lessons with a, so I don't actually know. I don't know if that's necessary now, right? Or yeah, sure. We could get into the details of that, definitely, right? It's just it's a matter of scope, right? I mean, we can go super crazy with the scope of this project we're doing, or we can stay reasonable and implement the first clean, nice version, and then add all of this in the end, right? Like, I think it's very dangerous to go super far, right? Because we already created like 7 different tables, right? So let's maybe keep this in a backlog. And let's not worry about that for now, right? So let's build some nice feature, and then we're gonna make it more crazy as the time goes by, right? All right, cool. So let's forget about it. So we've added image URL, video URL, which means we need to go to our schema over here, and we need to obviously extend the schema, right? So we're gonna say image URL, and then we're gonna use you know, JSON schema spec, official JSON schema spec, right? I'm doing this just for myself, just after work and kid, wife, family, yeah. So I'm just doing this for myself, and I'm doing this for months now, right? So we're gonna use JSON schema spec here, and JSON schema has format URI. If you don't know what it is, right, you can say JSON schema format URI, right? So this is this just obviously, since we're using AJV, right, we can use a format, right? And for example, we have the URI template here, draft 4, right? So you have this URI thing, right? And if we actually go a bit up, there should have an example of that, right? I don't actually remember where it was, right? Chica, go ahead, tell me more. Absolutely, because if we go to Udemy, right? Wait a minute. So if I go to one of the courses that I'm watching now on Udemy, right? They have like notes here, right? I've never used this. I've never used this before, right? So I'm not sure if people are actually using this, right? I mean, I'm using Udemy for like many years. I've never used this, right? So I don't actually know, right? I don't know if this is useful, right? It's a genuine question. It's not a rhetorical question. It's not a statement. It's a question. Like, I don't know if people use stuff like this, right? Because the thing is, keep in mind, if we would want to implement this feature like Udemy in our platform, then we would need to use the YouTube API, because right now we only going to support videos from YouTube in our own courses, and then we would need to associate, we would need to call the API every time user, for example, maybe presses something to get a timestamp or where the video is. And for them, this is easier to do because they're hosting those videos themselves on their own you know, servers, and then, you know, so they can associate this timestamp here with whatever the note is. You can see here that it's saying 0:15 is a timestamp where you left the note. I don't think we need this now, right? I mean, I know we can implement really anything, whatever we want, but I don't think that we necessarily need this now, right? Let me write your suggestion down. That's why I'm streaming, so you guys can give us suggestions, right? So of course, I'm not taking them useless, right? So I've just created a new board specifically for this. So let's just write it like this, so we don't spend too. So it's noted down. So let's continue. All right. So lecture body schema, great. Create a lecture. Let's try to. So let's create a course. Let's create a section. Let's create a lecture. This should fail now, and it does. And it fails with a validation error, which is good. Now, the only thing that's not good here, right, is that, let's actually go there, create a lecture. Where is it? Create lecture. So, of course, all good so far. So obviously it's failing now because it's missing the video URL. And of course, one thing we need to be very careful, this should allow null values, because so this is indeed optional. So create this should still succeed. So yeah, we still created it. Image URL is null, video URL is null as well. So that's good. Now it should fail if I try to give it a video URL, which is not a valid URL, right? So if I say video URL and I try to say foo, right, then this will fail, and this should indeed fail, right? And it says body video URL must match format URI, right? So good, right? If we try to go to, I don't know, my YouTube channel that I recently created for this stream, and I don't know, I find some video, let's say, I don't know, whatever, some crap, and we go and try that instead. All right, good. So it works. So we just need to recreate this and then this. Okay, we can see that we're not returning the newly created record. We're returning the old one, I believe, or something. Actually, this doesn't look fine. So let's take a look at that. That's, yeah. All right, let's just get some help here so we don't waste time. What? Give me 1 second. What? Ah, my bad. Okay, sorry. All good. False alarm. Video URL. Image URL. Yeah. I don't know why we were actually destructuring this at all, but whatever. All right, try that again. Okay, I think my VS Code kind of farted a bit. I think it kind of got a bit... Let's try reloading it. Yeah, it indeed did. Well, all right. Well, going back to this, so we want to create a course. Then we want to create a section inside of that thing. Create a course. Yep. Create a section. And then create a lecture. Okay, so here's the video URL now. PHR War, good day, man. So the way that you do that, you install an extension called background. So if I go here and I search for background, I think it's this one that I'm using. Yep. Let me share it with you. Yeah, need to keep hacking. I need to spend some time with my wife and kid later, so I want to get some of this stuff done now, and then I can relax later. My pleasure, man. My pleasure. Cheers. Okay, let me just see. So it seems that we're having some duplicate type of errors that we're not really handling, are we? Or we are. Okay. All good. Okay. All good. Cool. Okay, so great. So that's good now, I think. So we keep on going, right? So let's clean that up a bit. Let me just quickly take a look at stuff. Good. Looks good to me. Yes. Update. Yeah. No, this is not okay. Okay. That's not okay. So we're missing this stuff, right? And let's also make sure that... let's also make sure that we're updated the schema for this fella over here. So if we go to the router and update, where is it? Update lecture. And we take a look at the body. Yeah, that is cool. That's good. All right, great. Beautiful. Okay, so if we get back to our beautiful swagger here, so what do we do? So we just did, we have the, so I think only one that's left for the lecture now is this one. And then this is the endpoint for removing the author of a course. And that's different, right? So this is what we need. API view on courses, lecture, and then, you know, you can remove a lecture. Okay, sure. Easy, right? So let's open our Thunder client here. Let's extend it so you guys can see it a bit better. And then just like with the other guys, right? Create, update, delete. Okay. We're going to create a new one here. We're going to say new request, and we're going to say delete a lecture. And yeah, as you may notice, what is it going to be? Well, literally this should just work. Takes a lecture ID, right? Tries to find the lecture. Yep, exactly. And the only thing that I dislike again is this. I generally just return 204 during deletion because it is a status code that reflects no content, right? Okay, great. So create a lecture. Okay, sorry. Create a course, create a section, create a lecture inside of that section, and then let's try to delete that thing now. Should work, if you ask me. Taking super long though, not typical, should take 1 microsecond. Let's try that again, maybe it's some tool just farting a bit. Yes. Alright, so something is wrong, let's see what. Request parameters, yes, delete lecture, let's see, delete lecture. Let's see if is our URL proper, delete, yes. Courses lectures 1, good. Is it delete here? It is, good. Lecture param schema, lecture ID, good. All good as far as I can tell. Good. All good. Yeah, honestly, I don't see a problem. Yeah, I don't see a problem at all. Interesting. I think it's VS Code that's failing. I think VS Code is kind of messing with me a bit, most likely. Let's try that again. All right, so it was create, delete. All right, well, at least now we're getting that it can't find it, and that's perfectly fine. Let's nuke this again. Give me 1 second. I've been standing now for what? How long have I been streaming? I don't actually know. 3 hours. So let me just stretch a bit. Let me stretch my legs. Okay, thanks. Okay, so create a course, section, lecture, delete. What a strange thing to fail at, right? Yes, yes. Okay, I don't see anything wrong, man. What the hell? What the hell is going on? Create a section, create a lecture, ID 2. Okay, let's try ID 2. Okay, interesting. No, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Where is it? Delete lecture. Yeah, here. Just double checking for my sanity. Yeah, all of that is good. I mean, I'm a bit honestly like, what the hell? Lecture not found. Courses lectures delete. Okay, let's query our databases. Is it really like, is that really the thing? Where is it? Where's our lectures? So lectures. Okay, so there isn't one. All right, so let's create it, right? Yeah. So if we go now to the database again, right, we should have one lecture, and we do, right? Here is it, right? Ah, okay, so it did delete it. We can see that the API fails to respond. Interesting. So we await for this and then reply that code 204. What? Why does it, like, it fails to reply? Right? Because I saw that it did nuke it, right? Let's double check that again. So strange, so strange. Okay, so create a course, create a section, create a lecture, check our database, query the lectures. So here it is, right? Here's our lecture, right? So now we want to delete that thing, and we query it here again, and we can see that it's gone, right? Oh, we're not returning. No, we are. Okay, doesn't really matter. Yeah, we're gonna finish the API today, I think, for the most part, Leo, right? Then tomorrow we're gonna start, most likely. We'll see. We need to take this, better spend an extra day or two, do it right, and then we start with building the UI and the dashboard for creating courses and stuff like that. I don't know, a bit strange, okay. Oh shit, man, we forgot we forgot the send, of course. We forgot the send, right? That's the problem, right? Let's just fix this crap, right? That's the problem. Okay, good. So far, so not yet, Leo, right? Because this is the low fidelity stuff that I'm working on now, and I need to figure out really how I want the layout to be. So that's why we're now focusing on building all the backend and stuff. So, you know, we can create all of the resources and stuff, and then I need to, you know, I need to find a few other websites. I would highly appreciate if you guys can help me with this. Maybe find some websites that you maybe visited before that have a layout like this. I want to take a bunch of different, like I've taken some ideas from Egghead. I've taken some ideas from Udemy. So I need to kind of sleep over it for some time just to figure out how we want to do it. But yeah. And then we'll probably go to Figma, right? And then do it in Figma, right? But let's now finish the backend, right? So, okay. So that's actually fine-ish, right? And that's okay. So we can now delete the lecture. So technically, we can do all of that now. Let's now try to do the ratings though, right? So this ratings is a generic table, right? So let's just call it generic, right? You know, let's try this, right? So let's... And this table is not strictly related to just to, you know, it's not strictly related just to this feature that we're building now, right? So let's minimize those things, and I'll do for a bit more testing. But let's create a new resource here in our Tender client. Let's call it ratings. And let's create it. Let's say add a rating. This is going to be post, right? And then if we go to our Swagger right here, let's copy paste this endpoint, right? Let's say HTTP, localhost 3008, and then this, right? And then let's get the body from the actual, from here, right? That's the beauty of Swagger, right? And helping yourself not to keep wondering what something takes. So rateable type. Let's leave now. Let's leave. So now we can leave a rating on anything in this platform, because how we've built this table, any kind of type of a resource that we have in the platform, we can use this functionality now on. So for example, I can leave a rating on a user, on a course, on an article, on anything really, right? And the reason why that's so easily possible is because we have the type, and then we have the ID. So for example, here we're gonna leave a comment on a course, and the ID of the course that we wanna leave the comment on is 1, right? So let's leave 2 stars, and let's say this course kinda sucks, right? So let's create a course, and let's try to leave a rating on that course. Okay, we failed. Good. It's better to fail sooner than later. So let's go back here and let's find where that is. Maybe we didn't. Where is our rating router? So yeah, if we go here, let's see what we have. So we have add rating, right? Readable type, readable. Okay, and what was the error that we got? Let's just put this controller here. Let's close this thing. Cannot read properties of undefined reading create. I see. Ah, it's because this model has been named wrongly, right? This model is not called capital R, it's called lowercase r, right? Actually, I'm not even sure. Yeah, it is, okay. So let's just globally search and replace and do it like this, right? So that's great, that should be fine. So let's create a course and let's try to leave a comment on that course. Boom, there we go, right? So now we have just left a comment. It's like, hey bro, and what is this comment? Well, this comment technically is, if you go to Udemy, it's the comments that look like this, right? So we have just left this, we left 2 stars, we know who the author is, and then the comment itself is this thing, right? Now, the only thing that we're kind of missing here, right, is the association between a comment, between a star, and we're missing an association between a comment and who left the comment, right? So we can do these 2 ways, either incorporate the author as part of this, or create an additional table that's a link between a user and a comment, right? Exactly, David. Yeah, that's what we're hacking on right now. Yes, correct. Yeah. Let me just stretch my legs 1 second. Okay, thanks. So that's good. I think the only thing we're really missing here is the association between a comment and a user and a course, right? So the question is now, I need to think about that, right? So let me write that down. I can't, like, I'm starting to get tired now, to become tired. So I'm gonna just go to our courses feature. I'm just gonna write this random note. Figure out how we want to associate. I completely misspelled that. Course comments and an author, right? Chica, like, exactly, don't worry too much about UI. I mean, this is very low fidelity stuff. This is just the layout, so we're not gonna have those shitty stars like this or anything. How we visually gonna represent it is gonna be entirely up to us, right? All right, that's great. Okay, so let's good. let me actually check one thing now. So if I now go, so yeah, that's interesting, right? So if we go to Thunder Client and say get lecture, no. If I go to get course, yeah, wait a minute. So let me nuke this. So let me create a course. Let me leave a rating to that specific course, and then let me get a course, right? Course not found. What the hell, bro? How is that possible? Okay, so you can see, so we can see some rating now, but it's an empty object, right? So let's fix that, right? So we can see that, you know, so now we need to kind of start testing this interconnected things, right? So I've added a comment now, you know, I'm getting, and same with the students, right? So we're gonna, once we start testing the enrollment in a course, like, I don't know, Leo has clicked enroll in this course, we'll then need, okay, but let's, so here we have, so add rating, no, so if we go somewhere, and when I see it, I'll know where that is, so yeah. So if we go here, and get course, right? Yeah, this guy. So probably we're having a schema issue here. Okay, let's take a look at that. So we go to the router, we go to get course, right? And then we have the get course schema. Ah, I see. So it's this Y, right? So it's this Y. So didn't we have like rating something? Okay, wait. So didn't we have like, so if I go here and if I go into schema, right? Rating response schema, right? So this is what we kind of need, right? Shit, give me 1 second. This is type object properties. Yeah, exactly, type object. Okay. So essentially here we need something, rating response schema, but we need to kind of import it from elsewhere, right? Oh no, I'm an idiot. Sorry, my bad. No, I'm not an idiot. I am an idiot. Am I? No. Am I not? No. Okay. I don't actually know if I'm an idiot or not. But anyway, response, rating response schema. So we need to kind of import it here. Yeah. So let's say import this from, I don't know why am I not really getting some help here, but let's say rating schema. So that's actually good. Cannot find module. Ah, my bad. I think we need to say with JS here. Okay, cool, right? So now if we test this again, if I create a course, then I add a rating, and then I get a course, bam, here's the rating, right? Now it's up to us to limit the amount of properties we return, right? But now when you get a course, we get the ratings with that course, right? So if I smack few more of them and then go back here, we should be having them. Seb887, hey there, man. Now one issue that I kind of maybe see here is that you shouldn't really be able to leave more than one comment. And because I'm slowly kind of rounding up here, and we're gonna no, I don't think so. I think on average is like 40 or something. So it's but yeah, man, I'm happy that some people enjoy it. So should the person be able to leave only a single comment on a course? All right, so that's great, right? So if we go to our Swagger, right? So we just implemented this, then that you can. So let's implement those two, and then maybe we'll see. But let's implement those last two ones. So if we go here, so add rating. Let's say here new request update rating. And then if we go back basically to Swagger, right, we're gonna shit. We're gonna grab this fella. We're gonna say HTTP localhost 3008. And then we're gonna say ratings 1. Let's go back to rating router. Let's see how is it implemented. We have a put with rating this. Yeah, exactly. Good. Let's grab this dummy thing here. And then, yeah, let's use the body here. Let's, yeah. Let me close a bunch of this stuff. So what are we gonna do? First, we have to create a course. We have to create a course. Then we need to add some rating to that course. And then we wanna update that rating, right? Ah, shit, my bad. Thank you very much for your follows, guys. Appreciate it. Courses, ratings. Actually, shit. What is the endpoint? API 1. Oh no, never mind. So API v1. Ah, I think I know. I think I know a router. Update. Ah, we forgot to switch this thing, right? Okay, create a course, add a rating to that course, update the rating. And then let's get a course to see if it was actually updated. So yeah, we can see that it's now 5 stars. Let's make it 1 star. Ah, shit, okay. So we need to create a course. We need to add the rating. We need to update the rating to 1. And then now the rating should be 1. Exactly. Okay, great. And then the last one in this list, it's going to be deleting the rating, right? And that should be fairly, as most of the other ones, fairly simple. So let's say delete rating. It's going to be delete. We're going to grab the same thing from here. Pretty much, yeah, this should be pretty much it, right? Yeah, let me send you the link. Give me 2 seconds. There you go, buddy. Cool. Delete the, okay. So create a course, add the rating, remove the. So create a course, add the rating, delete the rating, get the course, and rating should not be there. Awesome. So we kind of got all of them down, I think. At least, well, most of them, not all of them. Most of them we got them down. So we did a lot today. I think we wrote a lot of code today. I don't know how many lines. I'm gonna actually tell you. Let's push this PR. Let's say git checkout -b courses feature. Let's just push this all blindly like this because it's just for me anyway to say yeah. Let's push this. Yeah, I think it was, but that's because I did a lot of preliminary stuff outside of stream, right? And also most people were quiet today, right? So yesterday was a good stream, but I've been answering questions pretty much for 3 hours. It was pretty much just chat, right? So yeah, so basically in this stream I wrote 1,150 lines of code, right? No, yeah. So so it was productive, yeah. So it was productive for sure. And this is yeah, Numinex is right. I have no exactly. Well, even if we push this to production, right? Let's leave that detail down, Numinex, okay? Let's leave that detail down, right? I mean, well, the thing is, that's going to be Numinex in maybe a couple of months. That's going to be actually quite an interesting discussion, right? Because indeed, who wrote this code, right? Like genuinely, right? Like if we would not kid around, like who wrote the code, right? Because I think that's going to be the ultimate question for the future. I think the code and who wrote it is going to become less relevant. I think the intent and the output of your domain knowledge and architectural decisions is going to be way more impactful, right? But basically, what ChatGPT did is he wrote the code that I exactly told it to write, right? Because I gave it my code and I said, take my code the way that I write it and then match this other code with slightly different names to match my own, right? So that is the beauty of it. This crap didn't give me like code that looks vastly different than mine. You prime it, it's called, priming or whatever is it calling, I think. Something like that, I don't remember. And then it's like, so that is the beauty of it, right? So that's what we kind of did today. We made all of those endpoints today. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 15. So 15 new endpoints. And I think we're going to need probably maybe 5 more for this feature, right? But still, it's going to... So tomorrow we're going to actually continue with the API still. We really want to make sure that it's all kind of tested and stuff and that it all works awesomely. So when we get to the UI, we can really focus on creative stuff and components and, storybook and all of that stuff, right? So for now, we want to make sure that, yeah, right. But yeah, so we'll be kind of we'll be putting ourselves a bit in this context. We're going to make sure that everything's validated, everything is awesome, everything works. Next thing we need to do is make sure that this enrollment works. I don't know where are those enrollment endpoints. Maybe I didn't make them because I don't really see them here. Where is the enroll stuff? Okay, maybe I still have a bit of energy left in me. So let's maybe go over here and let's see what happened with those things. Did we not make the endpoints for this? I don't think we did, right? Yeah, so we didn't expose them at all. So let's expose them quickly, right? So this is going to be app.post, right? It's going to be courses, course ID, and I guess it's going to be enroll, right? Something like this. And I don't know if the right word, the opposite of that is what unenroll. I don't know if unenroll, I don't think that unenroll is the actual valid, but whatever. Let's import those fellas, right? So let's actually finalize that. It would be nice to leave the stream having them all kind of, at least the one that I planned, right? So let's say enroll, right? Unenroll, right? Okay. It's okay. It's okay. I like this better because while it's grammatically incorrect, it's more, at least to me, I don't know. Parameters, right? So, and thank you very much, Bustello, for your follow, man. Appreciate it. And everybody else, in case I forgot to mention someone. Come on, dude. Keep generating code for me. Are you seriously expecting me to write it? Unacceptable, man. What is, what is this thing? Ah, I see. I know what the issue is. Give me 2 seconds. So obviously the we're using a post here, but we don't have the body, right? That's the extension I told you that I wrote, right? So we just have to explicitly. I have worked in several startups, Bustelo. I think you can go to my LinkedIn. I think it's the easiest is to go there. Okay, good. So let's get back here. Yeah, okay, good. So that's it. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah. So let's see what this controller is. My pleasure, man. I think you can find my LinkedIn somewhere in the bottom. Enrolled, models course enrollment, enrolled. Yeah, okay, simple stuff. All right, user ID. Okay, I see. All right, cool. Okay, good. So let's try that now. So let's create a ratings courses. So let's yeah, I don't know. Let's just put it here. So let's say enroll course enroll, I guess, something like that, right? So this is going to be courses and then the course ID and then enroll, right? And then it's going to be post, right? Yep. So let's test. So we create a course, so one course exists. Then we try to enroll. Saying that this endpoint doesn't actually exist, all right? Fair enough. Give me 2 seconds, router. Ah, shit, my bad. So we don't need this. That's the issue. Okay, great. So let's create a course and let's enroll in a course. User ID, okay. And because another issue is we didn't add the because I can commit this thing now, and you know, for example, what is it called? Carol can use those endpoints, right? I'm gonna commit this configuration, so I'm committing this configuration, so any other member of this team can always open Thunder client and then do those same requests, right? So wait, what is... Yeah, okay, sure. Fine. Exactly. Okay, let me just test one thing here, just one moment. Oh, never mind. So no, this was actually, give me a second. Where is it? Where is the enroll? Bam. Yeah, so this is the issue, right? So no, that's not... Yeah, this is wrong. Okay, sorry, my bad. This is gonna be where user ID is reg.user.id, right? Right, okay, sure. So let's create a course. Let's try to enroll. And also, okay, so yeah. So we're not really, yeah, sure. Okay, so this is also gonna be a request.params instead, right? Okay, try that again. And now we're getting bad request. Course ID cannot be null. Okay, so did we not send? So course ID, right? Yeah, request params. Course ID, correct. Yes, the params schema is good. User ID cannot be null. Oh, is it because I'm actually not logged in here when I call this? Give me 1 second. Most likely I'm not, right? Create a course, enroll in a course. No, so actually that's good. No, that's good. So what's happening? Wait. Course ID cannot be null. Oh. It's because of this guy. Okay. So is it not parsing that properly? Maybe I'm just tired. Maybe. Yeah, we're gonna round up soon. I think I've been streaming now for what, like 3.5 hours. Yeah. Been standing for 3.5 hours. Okay. So let's say create a course and then enroll again. And let's see what is the ID of that thingy. So that's also good, right? So that's a bit strange. So what is it? Course enrollment, course ID cannot be null. So I'm not passing the course ID, right? Let's take a look at the schema, right? Enrollment schema. Ah, this is why, right? This is why. So we lowercase the model names here, which is wrong, right? Yeah. So that's the issue. Okay, great. Let's restart stuff. Let's create a course. Let's enroll. There we go. Now, if I get a course, we're getting students, which is great, right? And the only issue is, right, that we didn't need to basically update the schema for our so if we go to get course right here, get course schema right here for the students, we're actually missing the properties, right? And the student is the person itself, right? So technically here I can say, you know, just for now, right? Not really, but let's just before we actually round up. So yeah, email is the correct one. Let's say username, right? Just so we can see that it actually is working, right? So yeah, so we close this, we create a course, we enroll in a course, and then we get a course, right? And you can see a person who enrolled in a course is this guy. Respectively, if we add a rating to the course and then get a course, now we have the rating for the course as well, which concludes basically this stream pretty much. I think we did most of the stuff, a lot of stuff, and I think tomorrow we're gonna kind of round up some of it. But you can see now we can create a course, we can create the ratings and students, and we can, you know, we can create lectures and sections, la. So it was a good stream. We did a lot, of course, with the help of ChatGPT. This would have taken 3 or 4 days without the ChatGPT, right? Which was another great example of why you have to use the technology. So if this stream didn't, I'm sorry, if this stream didn't give you enough of reasons why you should be using ChatGPT, then then nothing really will. So we basically built 15 endpoints and validated them and stuff in 3 hours. And not just that, I mean, not the raw input of the code, that's irrelevant. I mean, we designed the data model, referenced the tables, created everything, right, in 3 hours, right? So that is crazy, right? So if this didn't give you an image of what this ChatGPT thing is capable of, then I don't know, then I don't know. But either way, I think it was good. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow at 9 p.m. Copenhagen time. If you're around, if you have a second, please go sign up on the programmer.network. I would highly appreciate it. I stream a lot. I think pretty much almost every evening after work and family and stuff. So come around and let's have a chat. And yeah, thank you very much for the follows, subscribes, and all of that stuff. And I'll see you guys tomorrow evening. Okay. Have a great one, everybody, and